Welcome to Diversity Matters. This program is designed to highlight the diversity-related activities throughout New Hanover County Schools and the greater Wilmington region. I'm Caress Clegg, Community Relations Coordinator for New Hanover County Schools. I hope that everyone had the most wonderful holiday season and are eager and ready to start a brand new year. The celebration of the start of a new year is a big deal in America. Thousands flock to New York City to watch the ball drop in Times Square, while the rest of us from coast to coast have been watching it drop on our televisions with Dick Clark and Carson Daly. We bid farewell to the previous year and with our favorite rendition of Old Lang Syne and make resolutions for the coming year. Though the new year in the United States is celebrated on January 1st, on the other side of the continent, the Chinese New Year ranges from January 21st to February 20th as it follows the lunar calendar. Today, with my guest from Forest Hills Global Elementary School and New Hanover High School Mandarin teacher, we will learn about how the Chinese New Year is celebrated and many other traditions and customs that are part of Chinese culture. So stay tuned because the celebration of 2020 has just begun. This is going to be a very engaging and educational edition of Diversity Matters, and I can't wait to hear from our guests. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic. So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah. For real?
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Your son wants to get a cat,
I'll really take care of it.
but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters. I'm Caress Clegg. Our first guests are educators at Forest Hills Global Elementary School and host a big celebration of the Chinese New Year every year for the Mustang students. Ms. Daniels, Ms. Geiger, thank you so much for joining us today. Glad to have you guys on. So first, Ms. Daniels, if you could just tell me a little bit about Forest Hills Elementary School and the global curriculum that the school has.
Absolutely. So our vision at Forest Hills is to explore the world and be the change. And that's how we mesh in our global curriculum into our standards. So when we explore the world, every single grade level has a different region that they explore the cultures of and compare and contrast what other people do in the world with what they do on an everyday basis. And we make sure that our curriculum is just tied in and weaved in perfectly so that it is getting standard curriculum as well as adding this in to make it more engaging and exciting. And then we also do Be the Change, which is where we look at the Sustainable Development Goals that the United Nations have created that focus on giant world issues like hunger and poverty and clean water. And we talk to them about that and try to figure out ways that they can be the change in those areas. And so we do service learning projects and ways that we do food drives and other things to create ways to change the world in a positive way.
Awesome. So I hear that each grade level has a different country or area that they study. You teach first and second grade, Ms. Geiger. What are you guys studying? What country do you guys concentrate on?
Our grade level focuses on the region of Asia throughout the year.
Awesome. So you are the perfect person to be here when we're talking about the Chinese New Year. So just from your perspective, tell me a little bit about what is the Chinese New Year?
So Chinese New Year is a multiple week celebration that welcomes in good luck, tries to get rid of some bad luck that may have existed in the household, and focuses on bringing in the new season of spring each year. There are many different traditions that are celebrated throughout the whole time, but I guess the larger premise is to welcome in the good luck for the household.
Can you talk about any of the traditions that you know that are celebrated?
Students love to participate in wearing red to welcome in good luck. There's a dragon dance. We try to have them make as much loud noise as possible to scare away any kind of bad luck. And we teach a little bit about the different foods that are eaten, the celebrations with family, and things like that.
Why do you think it's important for the students at Forest Hills and all of our students in New Hanover County Schools to kind of celebrate not just the Chinese New Year, but to know about all these different cultures and countries throughout the world?
Well, it creates a global citizenship. They need to have a global awareness of what's going on outside of their world to be able to grow empathy and understanding of what's happening around the world. And we feel like we provide experiences that children will be able to learn that people are different. However, we're all very much the same. And so it creates this empathetic environment for them to look at other people in the world and say, hey, we're different, but we're really the same in a lot of the things that we do.
Respect for cultural diversity is definitely one of the characteristics that we really push in our students. We try to have them understand that even though people are different from them, they can welcome in others as friends and be prepared for the world that exists beyond elementary school.
That is always good to have. So what is included in the celebration? And I know, Ms. Geiger, you talked to it a little bit about the wearing the red and the loud noises. What else does Forest Hills celebrate as far as the Chinese New Year? Like on day one when it starts, what is going on in the classrooms?
So when Chinese New Year starts this year, we will be teaching for like 2 or 3 weeks all about just different cultural traditions in China, different things that they can expect, what a normal day might look like for a student of their age and things like that. As our parade approaches, we'll be focusing on more of the traditions of Chinese New Year specifically. Students participate in a dragon dance, and we have, like we mentioned, a whole school-wide parade that everybody gets to participate in.
I've seen pictures and videos from past years, so you guys do a big deal for this every year. Are we excited about it this year?
It is going to be amazing. And we also there are signs that you put above the door that are meant to drop good luck on you. So everybody in the school will have those on their doors. And we also write messages of good luck that the children do and give them to other children in red envelopes, which also brings good luck. So it's a really cool event.
Awesome. Wear red coming up.
Yes.
I will remember that. How does it differ or compare to the American New Year?
So the American New Year is based on the Gregorian calendar, so it doesn't change, but Chinese New Year is on the lunar calendar, so the date does change each year. One of the main things that might be considered different is that Americans usually use New Year as a time to set new goals and take action towards those goals themselves, whereas Chinese New Year is more so about welcoming in good luck.
And similarities between what we do, they do fireworks and a parade, which is very similar to what we do, and it's all about family. It's very family central or centralized, and so it's a good time for families to get together and lots of good food.
Awesome. So what year are we celebrating this year, and what does that mean?
This is the year of the rat, and so in Chinese culture, rat represents wealth and surplus and a new beginning.
Awesome, good to know. What is your favorite part about the celebration? And then once you tell me your favorite part, what are some of the kids' favorite parts about the traditions that you do at Forest Hills in regards to the Chinese New Year?
So my favorite part is the kids' favorite part. I love getting new second graders every year that have participated in the parade as spectators, and it's like their absolute favorite thing about being a second grader. They come in on the first day of school and they are so excited, like, when's Chinese New Year? When do we get to do the parade? Can I hold a dragon? Like, it's, you know, they're excited about it from day one, and
so
that's what I love to see.
So this is something that's known throughout the school.
Absolutely.
They know when they hit this
it
grade
is
that
the best
this is
thing
what we
about
celebrate.
being a second grader.
Yep,
Awesome.
It is amazing. And I love just the day of the parade is so exciting. It's palpable. You can feel it. The kids are ready. They're so excited about it. And it's just a new thing for the kids that come in that have never been there before. It's just a really cool experience for them to have this parade and get to be part of it. And
what day will you guys be having the parade this year? I want to definitely make sure it's on my calendar to attend.
It is the first Friday in February.
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
So I will definitely make sure that I am there so we can so I can experience this Chinese New Year and see some of the excitement that our students are having. This is so wonderful. I appreciate you guys coming on and talking with me today.
Thank you.
Allowing New Hanover County School students to experience cultures, traditions, and celebrations that differ from their own is a goal the district has to create a more inclusive, diverse, and equitable community. The global community at Forest Hills is leading the way in that with their Mustangs.
I'm a bus driver.
I'm a bus driver.
I'm a bus driver.
Wouldn't you like to be a bus driver too?
New Hanover County Schools is now hiring individuals to be a part of our elite core of school bus drivers.
That's right. You can work full-time, part-time, or serve as a substitute bus driver.
New Hanover County Schools offers competitive wages, flexible hours, and state benefits.
Best of all, you get to work with the greatest kids in the world.
We need you!
Contact us today to join the next free commercial driver's license class.
New Hanover County Schools is an equal opportunity employer.
As farmers and ranchers, stewardship of the land comes naturally. You leave it better than you found it, so future generations can enjoy a way of life that you love. Thanks to your efforts, we're fortunate to experience clean water, abundant wildlife, and healthy rural communities. Your work is vital, and its benefits extend far beyond your property, reaching millions of other Americans who depend on this region every day without even realizing it. You take care of the land because it's the right thing to do. But did you know that conservation can also improve your bottom line? Take a moment and find out how conservation pays. Visit conservationpays.org.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters. With me now, we have Miss Sun, New Hanover High School Wildcat and Mandarin teacher. Thank you, Miss Sun, for being here. Welcome to Diversity Matters.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. So if you would just start by telling me a little bit about yourself and how long you've been teaching.
I have been teaching for 7 years, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree when I was in China, and I have been teaching since I graduated. And I'm like fresh off the boat. I came to the United States this summer, and I started to teach this semester.
Oh, this semester? So this is your first semester.
Yeah.
How is it going?
It was going great. Yeah.
Good, good. So how many levels of high school Mandarin is offered at New Hanover High School?
There are 2 levels. One is level 1 and the other is level 3. And I also teach in Hoggard.
Oh, you teach at Hoggard as well?
Yeah.
So do you commute back and forth to both buildings?
Yeah, I have my first block in Hoggard, and after that I travel to New Hanover High School. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what do students learn during level 1? What are they being taught?
Oh, they are learning from the basic, like a pinyin and the basic strokes of Chinese characters, and then they're learning like the days and the family members and things like that. Yeah, but my class is more than just a basic vocabulary and pinyin and the tones. Yeah, I think I really enjoy my job because I can always teach them something more than that. I think what's more important for them is that they can know what our really life is like. I mean, how our normal day is like, and something like that. So I try to teach them about our food and about our culture, yeah, and how we celebrate our festivals and our traditions and customs. Because I think learning that, they are more likely to be global competitive in the future. I mean, because China is now becoming a key market in the world, so they will have more better career opportunities, and they will have, if they have better understanding of the culture and the language, they will definitely further the China and the U.S. relationship. Yeah.
Exactly. So that kind of goes into what my next question is, of what do you enjoy teaching most about Mandarin? Is it the language or is it the culture? And you're saying you enjoy being able to teach them the culture.
Yeah, I mean, as well as the language and the culture, and I really enjoy every single minute of teaching because I know it's really meaningful.
Awesome. Can you tell us about some of the different traditions and culture that the students in your classes learn about?
They have learned a lot, like they have learned how we celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival, which is like the Thanksgiving here. And we have learned like how to dine, how to order food in a restaurant, and how to use chopsticks. The thing that you can do when you are using chopsticks, and some different customs. Some customs can be quite different. For example, we don't have the tipping culture in China, and it can be regarded as offensive sometimes. Yeah.
Sorry, that was the tipping?
Yeah, the
so like when you go out, there's no tipping in China?
No.
And so if you do that in China, it's offensive?
It can be regarded as offensive sometimes, so which is quite different from here. Yeah. So I want my students, if they have the opportunity to go to China, they know how should they act, how should they, just like the saying, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans.
Oh, that is true. So with our last guest, we talked about the Chinese New Year and the celebrations at the elementary level. What does it look like? And I know this is your first year, this will be your first year celebrating the Chinese New Year here.
Yeah.
So what will your teaching and what will your curriculum look like with teaching it with the high school students? So what will they learn about the Chinese New Year?
Oh, that's a really good question. Actually, the New Year, the Chinese New Year is on January 25th, so which means we have still have 1 month. But now I start to show them some videos and documentaries about how we Chinese celebrate Spring Festival. And we will also make dumplings, because Chinese dumpling is the traditional food that we have during Spring Festival, which is the Chinese New Year. And we will also make some decorations to put them and hang them in our classroom, which will be really gorgeous.
So you were in China before this year, so can you tell us about or share with us some of your personal experiences with the Chinese New Year in the past and how you and your family celebrate?
Oh, there are 4 main activities that we do during Spring Festival. First, we put up decorations, and the red is the main color for all the decorations. I actually bring something with me. For example, this is the picture that we hang indoors and in walls or on windows, and this is the couplet that we paste on doors. And that is some of the decoration, and we also put lanterns everywhere on the street. Yeah, and second is that we will have reunion dinner, just like people here when you have Christmas. When you celebrate Christmas or Thanksgiving, you definitely will have a family reunion dinner, and we do the same thing. And after that, we will watch the Chinese Spring Festival gala. And I know that in New York City, people will watch the ball dropping and waiting for celebrate the New Year, and we do the same thing. We stay up and to wait for the New Year's come. Yeah.
So there's a lot of differences, but there's also a lot of similarities into how the Spring Festival is celebrated in China and how we celebrate the New Year here in America.
Yes, exactly. And also I know that you give gifts to each other during Christmas, and we do the same thing, but most of the time we give red envelopes, so we put money in it. And as you can see, it's red because we think red can bring good luck. Yes.
Awesome. So what are some other Chinese traditions that are celebrated with your family outside of the Spring Festival?
We also celebrate some other festival like Mid-Autumn Festival.
And you said that one was similar to our Thanksgiving.
Yes, exactly. And we also celebrate like Dragon Boat Festival. That is a festival in honor of an Asian point. Yeah.
All right. How do you deal with the Chinese and Asian stereotypes or forms of racism?
To be honest, I have never heard of any Asian or Chinese stereotypes, and I have never, run across any forms of racism. People are just so friendly and nice to me. Yeah.
So you've had a great experience moving to Wilmington.
Yes, exactly.
That's great.
I really love it. People they're so good to me. I mean, my colleagues, my students, and my neighbors, and the people that I around cross on the street, they say hello to me and smile to me. But if I do run across any form of racism, I will stand up and say something.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you've had such a positive experience so far, and I hope that it will continue to be a positive experience.
Thank you.
What challenges do you feel that you're facing teaching Mandarin here?
I think because just like the American society, my students, they have multicultural background. So some students, they have the previous background, while some other students, for them, they have zero, which means Chinese can be a totally alien culture or language to them. So I try to create a safe class environment for them and encourage them. And we also use a lot of gestures, and so that they feel safe in the classroom. And when they are ready, and I also give them some extra work and extra help. So when they are ready, they will have the passion to join us.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, so you have students now who I'm assuming came from the International School of Gregory and already had a certain background in Mandarin.
Yeah.
And I assume that's made Mandarin level 1 and 2 at the high school level not easier, but it's opened it up and it's made them more adapt to the teachings that you're doing now.
Yeah.
So next year, we will open up Porter's Neck Elementary School, and that school will open up with 2 Mandarin programs for kindergarten students. Can you tell us your thoughts on that, on the thoughts of teaching Mandarin of getting in as kindergartners as teaching it instead of waiting until they're in middle school? So what are the benefits of starting Mandarin as a 5-year-old versus as a 13-year-old?
I mean, I guess it would be much more easier for students to learn the pronunciation of Chinese if they are learning at a much younger age. I mean, the pronunciation is just so different, and the writing characters can be kind of challenging for students. It will benefit them if they learn from, a younger age. Yeah.
So do you think learning world languages earlier is a better option for students?
Yes, exactly. I mean, they can learn much better when they are at a young age, but they can still learn good if they start when they are in high school. Like my students, just as I told you, some of my students, they have zero background about the language, but they're still doing great now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we thank you for coming on. It has been such a pleasure learning about your program, the levels you teach, as well as your culture back home. With an increasingly technology-connected world, it is important that we are ensuring that our students are prepared for the global world they will be entering. Offering a wide range of languages for students to learn and have access to will only make them more prepared for college, military, and the workforce. Being bilingual is almost necessary. That is why we offer several different language options at our high schools, why the International School of Gregory offers a Spanish immersion program for elementary students and a Mandarin immersion program for middle school students. And it is also why Porter's Neck Elementary opens fall 2020. When Porter's Neck Elementary opens in fall 2020, it will with a Mandarin program available for kindergartners.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Hey! There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
I'd like to thank my guests for being with us today. New Hanover County Schools is working to improve equity and diversity-related issues in all facets of the district. 2020 will see a great lineup of students, educators, and stakeholders representing and highlighting our diverse community. If you have any questions or if you have a story idea for a future edition of Diversity Matters, please contact our Public Relations Division at 910-254-4319. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next month with an all-new Diversity Matters.